Deep in the heart of an ancient forest, where towering trees tangled their branches like skeletons guarding secrets, William trudged through the underbrush. He wasn't supposed to be here. No one was. Every villager, young and old, knew what the warnings meant when they said stay away from the river as dusk falls. But William had no choice. His younger sister Emily had vanished the day before, last seen playing along the stream near the edge of the forest. And now, as twilight swept through the trees, painting them in hues of shadowy gray, William pressed on. Don't approach it at dusk. The river has a guardian, the old man had said, gripping his arm as if begging him to turn back. You won't like what you see. But in desperation, William had ignored him. Emily was worth the risk. She was more than just his sister. She was the only family he had left. The faint gurgle of the river reached his ears. He tightened his grip on the flashlight in his hand as he approached, catching glimpses through the gaps in the trees. The current moved slow, like a sleeping serpent, mist curling from the surface. Darkness gathered heavily around it, wrapping the place in an otherworldly stillness. Emily, William called, his voice ricocheted off the water, swallowed quickly by the oppressive quiet. But no answer came. He stepped closer, boots sinking into the muddy bank. His flashlight beam shivered over the surface of the river, revealing nothing but ripples. And then he froze. Somewhere beyond where the light could reach, a sound, soft but deliberate, something moved just beneath the water. The rippling grew louder, and William's chest tightened as his light scanned the river again. Finally, something broke the surface, a shape half submerged, the water clinging to it like a curtain. His flashlight caught a blur of green skin, sharp fangs that glinted like daggers, and long, curling claws. The creature stood waist-deep in the murky water. Its chest rose and fell with an unnatural rhythm, long gray hair clinging wetly to its shoulders. William's stomach twisted as he saw it was not alone. Surrounding the figure was a swarm of darting fish, their silver bodies shimmering as they flicked between its long fingers. The monster struck with lightning speed, grabbing one of the fish and tearing into it savagely. Dark red blood spilled from its mouth, painting its chin and dripping down its clawed fingers. He should have run, but his legs locked in place. His flashlight shuddered in his trembling hand. Then the creature stopped mid-bite. Slowly, it raised its head and turned toward him. That's when William saw them. Dangling from the creature's pointed ears were a pair of earrings, dainty gold loops with tiny green stones. The creature looked right at him. Its lips pulled back into a grin, revealing rows of blood-stained, needle-sharp teeth. The fish scattered in terrified chaos, retreating into the deeper currents. Emily? The word slipped out of his mouth before he could stop it, soft and helpless. His brain screamed at him to run, but his legs refused to obey. His heart slammed against his chest as realization sunk in. Not prey, not hunted. The monster was Emily. Her eyes locked with his, but they weren't the warm, curious eyes he remembered. These were empty, glowing faintly in the gloom, filled with nothing but hunger. Come closer, William. Her voice crawled out of her mouth like it didn't belong to her. It was layered, wet, and gurgling with the slurring noise of blood and water. Stay with me. William staggered backward, his flashlight beam tremoring over her as she began moving toward him. The river seemed to heave in reaction, the water splitting as her knees dug into the mud. Her green claws stretched toward him, the blood from the fish still dripping from her fingers. I can help you, William stammered, though every word felt fragile, like they might shatter in the humid air. Emily, fight it! It's me, your brother! But her grin only grew wider, the smile cutting her face like it never quite belonged there. You can't help me, she groaned, her neck tilting unnaturally as she came closer. The river doesn't let you leave, but you can stay. You must stay. Her voice was not a plea, but a command, warped and horrible, deep like the darkest trench of the earth. William's instincts took over. He turned and ran. Mud clutched at his boots as if trying to drag him down, the river sucking at the air around him. Behind him, he could hear her splashing, gaining on him with wet, frantic sounds. Then suddenly it went silent. He stopped, panting, his flashlight swinging wildly over the trees. The river seemed calm again, innocent in its stillness. But when he turned, she was right there, emerging from the water. Her claws struck like a serpent. The flashlight tumbled into the river, the beam dying as water swallowed it whole. William screamed as he was dragged backward. He fought, but the mud and water choked him, the icy cold cutting through his lungs like daggers. "Stay!" Emily's voice roared in that churning, otherworldly voice as the river swallowed him,